Okay, so this is mathematics paper 1, 2026, April, May. Yes, so we have 8 questions in this question paper. So we are expected to answer only 5. So with the 5 questions that we are supposed to answer, us will answer all the questions, all the 8 questions. Okay, so the first question reads, question 1, factorize completely 6x squared minus x minus 6. So we have 6x squared minus x minus 6, minus x minus 12, sorry, minus x minus 12. So how do you factorize this question completely? So we have to factorize this question completely by making sure that this square disappears. So we are going to factorize this one using uh, product and sums. Okay, so we are going to use the product and sums to factorize this one completely. So we find first the product we find by multiplying 6x squared by 12, 6x squared by 12. So it would be 6x squared times negative 12, which is negative 72x squared, 72x squared. So this one is our product, and our sum is negative x there, negative x, which is negative 1. Okay, so now we look for the two numbers whereby when we multiply those two numbers, we are going to have negative 72x squared, and when we add those same two numbers, we are going to have negative x. So those two numbers we have negative, let me say we have 8x and negative 9x. Okay, so when you multiply, what is 8x times negative 9x, we're going to have negative 72x squared. And when you add, what is positive 8x minus 9x, you're going to have negative x or negative 1x. So these are the two numbers that we are going to use. So our substitution part will come in. Let me just try to erase this. Let me erase this. Okay. Okay, so this one. Okay, so our substitution part will come in. Our substitution part will come in on the sum part. This is where we are going to do the substitution from. Okay, so we are going to have 6x squared minus, we have negative 8 and sorry, we have 8 and negative 9. Okay, so we are going to go with negative 9x plus 8x minus 12. Okay, then from there we introduce now the parentheses. So we put this in the parenthesis, okay, also this in the parenthesis there. Okay, so from there now we factorize what is common for this set. Okay, so 6x squared minus 9x, what is common there? We have 3x. Okay, we have 3x is common there, open parenthesis. 3x into 6x squared, we are going to have 2x. Okay, because when you multiply it is 3x times 2x, we're going to have 6x squared minus 3x into 9x, we are going to have 3. Okay, we close the parenthesis plus, we factorize now what is common from this set here, 8x minus 12, what is common there? It is 4. Okay, okay, 4 is common because 4 goes into 8 2 times, and 4 goes into 12 3 times. So 4 into 8x, we have 2x here. 4 into 8x, that's 2x minus 4 into 12, we have 3. Okay, we close the parenthesis, and we need to make sure that what is in the parentheses there do match. Okay, so and if you look at this, we have 2x minus 3 and 2x minus 3. Okay, so that is what we have there. From there now we get what is outside this and this, so it will be 3x plus 4x, 3x plus 4x, 3x plus 4. We close the parenthesis, open another parenthesis, we're going to have 2x. This side we just get what is what we have from the parentheses, because if you look at the parentheses, we have what is common there. They're just the same. We have 2x minus 3 from the right hand side and 2x minus 3 from the left hand side. So we just get one of those. So it would be 2x minus 3, and this one becomes our final answer if we factorize 6x squared minus x minus 12. And this is our final answer, and you get your 5 marks. Okay, so let's proceed to question B. Question B, we have given the formula S equals to UT plus 1 over 2 AT squared, make A the subject of the formula. So this is the the formula under time, speed, and under distance, speed, and velocity. Yes, when you're dealing with physics, this is what you're going to find there. Now, they are asking us to find A, the subject of the formula, and in this case, A represents um, the acceleration. So the S there is the distance or the speed is equals to ut, which is initial velocity multiplied by the time plus 1 over 2 at squared. So make A the subject of the formula. So now how do you go about this? Okay, so this is our question B. So from B, let me just try to erase this. Okay, so we erase this so that we can have a space. So that we can have a space to solve all the questions. Okay. Okay, so we have S, which is equals to ut plus 1 over 2 at squared, so our S there represents the distance. Okay, it doesn't matter because here we just have to make A the subject of the formula. So what do we do? Okay, so let's try to move ut closest the equal sign goes there, so that it so we're going to have S. It is positive if it crosses an equal sign, becomes a negative. So we're going to have minus ut, which is equals to 1 over 2 at squared. Okay, from there, what do we do? Okay, we are only interested in the A there because A has to be the subject of the formula. So now how do we make A become the subject of the formula from this side? So we are going to say, okay, what we have here, we're going to divide throughout by 1 over 2. We divide throughout by 1 over 2, or we can multiply by 2 to cancel what? The 1 over 2. So let's multiply by 2 here. Also, this side, we multiply by what? By 2. Okay, so if we multiply by 2, we're going to have 2s minus 2ut, okay, equals to this one. If you multiply by 1 over 2, meaning this one and this one disappear, we're going to remain with at there squared. Okay, so from there, what do we do? Our interest, we are only interested in us having A from this side. So we divide throughout by t squared. Also this side by what? By t squared. So we cancel t squared, and t squared disappears, we remain with A. So now our final answer, we are going to have A, which is equal to 2s, or let me say 2 open parenthesis s minus ut, you close, over t squared. So this one becomes our final answer for question B. Okay, and we have our 5 marks, so we have 10 marks there in total. The first one 5 and the second one 5, we have 10 marks. Okay, so we move to to question C. Question C, we have solve for x. Okay, let's erase the board because my board is too small, so I'll just erase this part. Okay, we erase this part so that we can have, okay, so from there now we move to question C. Question C, the question reads solve solve for x. We have 3x squared. Let me just change the ink there. We have 3x squared, or 3x, not 3x squared, sorry, that is 3 raised to power x plus 1, 3 raised to power x plus 1, okay, which is equals to 81. Okay, so these are the indices. So with the indices there, what we have to do is let's rewrite 8 in index form. So 81 in index form. So we are going to have 3 raised to power x plus 1, which is equals to, when we rewrite 81 in index form, that is 3 raised to power 4. Okay, so if you 3 raised to power 4 is 81. That is how we can rewrite 81 in index form. Then look at the bases there. Now we have the bases which are the same. We have 3 3, so we can cancel out the base. This one cancels with this one, so we remain with x plus 1, which is equals to 4. Okay, so from there we collect like terms. So to be x is equals to 4 minus 1. Okay, because 1 and 4 are like terms, and 1 has to cross an equal sign to go to where 4 is. So we're going to have x is equals to, what is 4 minus 1? That is 3. So x is equals to 3, and this is our answer. Okay, so we move to question D. Question D. Okay, so with question D, we are dealing with the logs there. Simplify log. Okay, let me simplify log. I'm deleting this. Okay, so simplify. We have the log there. Okay, so simplify log what? We have log in base 2 of 16 plus the log in base 2 of 1 over 4. Okay, 1 over 4. Okay, so we just have to simplify, nothing much. Okay, so from there now, what do? Remember the rules of the logs. If we have a plus there, if we have a plus, then the logs are sharing the same base, like they have the same base. Meaning, what do? We multiply with these numbers that we've been given here. Okay, so we are going to multiply these two. So we keep the log, which is log in base 2, open parenthesis, and we multiply 16 by what? By 1 over 4. So this is how we solve the logs. So from there, we keep the log in base 2, 16 by 1 over 4. So 4 here, 1, 4 there, 4. So 4 times 1, we're going to have 4. So we are going to have log in base 2 of 4. So this one becomes our final answer. Same applies if you have maybe a negative there. So if you have a negative there, what do you do here? You divide. Okay, so if there was a negative, in case, let me just try to, okay, so if we had a negative here, if there was a negative in place of a positive there, we have a negative, meaning we were supposed to divide on this stage here. There was supposed to be a division here. So it was supposed to be a division there. There's supposed to be a division divided by, so it would be 16 divided by 1 over 4. Okay, but in this case, we had a positive there. That is why we had to multiply. So those are the rules of indices that you need to know. Okay, so us solving this as in the last question for question 1, meaning we have gained all the 20 marks there. Okay, so let's move to question 2. Question 2 there, so that we see how far we can go with the solvings. We need to finish all the 8 questions. Okay, so question 2, the question reads, a sensor moves from point C, which is 2, 3, 2, negative 3, to D, which is negative 4, 5. Determine the gradient of the line through C and D. Okay, so determine the gradient of the line through C and D. So these are the coordinates that we have. C, we've been given that we have 2, negative 3. Okay. D, we have negative 4, 5. Okay. From there, okay, so let's name them. This is our x1. This is y1. This is our x2, and this is our y2. Okay, so from there now, what do? The question says determine the gradient of the line CD, C and D. So now, how do you determine the gradient? So gradient is being represented as in M. So M, which is equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is the formula for you to use if you want to find the gradient of any line there. So now M is equals to, what is our y2 from the coordinates there? Our y2 is 5, so we have 5 minus our y1 is negative 3, so open parenthesis, negative 3, you close the parenthesis there, over what is our x2? Our x2 is negative 4 minus, okay, our x1 we have 2 there. Okay, so our gradient is equals to negative times negative 3, so it will be 5 minus negative 3 there. So negative becomes positive, so 5 plus 3, that is 8, over negative 4 minus 2, that is negative 6. So if you have a negative and a negative, what you do, you add, you get the sign of the bigger number. So it will be 4 plus 6, 4 plus 2, I mean, that is 6. And 4 is the one which is carrying, 4 is bigger than 2, and 4 is carrying the negative. So this is what we have. So from there now, from there we have 8 over negative 6. So meaning we can have, we have a number which can go into 8 and 6 without leaving a remainder, which is 2. 2 here, 3 and 2 there, we have 4. So our gradient is equals to negative 4 over 3. We end here. Okay, so this one becomes our final answer. Okay, so we go to the midpoint. Now, how do you find the midpoint of CD? Okay, so the midpoint. Okay, so with the midpoint, let me just go there so that I have the coordinates. Okay, so the midpoint, we have midpoint is equals to, we are going to have x1 plus x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2. Okay, so our midpoint. So midpoint there, so is equals to, what is our x1? Our x1, we have 2 plus, what is our x2? Our x2, that is negative 4. Okay, we close the parenthesis, over what? Over 2, comma, our y1 is negative 3 plus our y2 is 5, okay, over 2. Okay, so our midpoint there is equals to, what is 2 plus negative 4? So positive and negative becomes negative. So to be 2 minus 4, that is negative 2. Okay, so to be 2 plus negative 4, that is negative 2. Okay, over 2, comma, negative 3 plus 5. Negative 3 plus 5, that is 2. So to be 2 over 2. Okay, so meaning our midpoint there, our midpoint, we are going to have, what is negative 2 over 2? That's negative 1, comma, 2 over 2, that is 1. So it will be negative 1, comma 1 becomes our what? Our midpoint. Okay, so these are the answers that we have for the midpoint. Question 3, determine the equation of the line in the form of y equals to mx plus c. So we determine the equation of the line in that form. Okay, so the equation of the line now, the equation of the line which they're talking about here, it is that of CD. Okay, so now let me just try to erase the board so that we can have enough space. Okay, so they want us to determine the equation of the line. Okay, so with the equation of the line in the form of y equals to, so the equation of the line CD. So we have, this is the equation that we've been given. Y is equals to mx plus c. Okay, y is equals to mx plus c, whereby m is our gradient, okay, and c is our constant. So now how do you determine this? Okay, we have the coordinates. I'll go with the coordinates of c. So c, we have 2 comma negative 3, 2 comma negative 3. Okay, so c, we have 2 comma negative 3. This is x and the y there. So our y, we have negative 3. So the first thing that we have to do, if you want to find the line of the equation, be able to know what your constant number is and the gradient. So with the gradient, we calculated the gradient to be negative, should be negative, it was negative 4 over 3. Yes, that was our gradient. So this was our gradient, okay, negative 4 over 3, our gradient. And we need to find the constant because we don't know the constant. And these are the coordinates that we have of C. We have 2 comma negative 3, and 2 is our x, negative 3 is y. So our y is negative 3, so we are going to use the same. Negative 3 equals to our gradient, it is negative 4 over 3, open parenthesis. What is our x? There is 2. Okay, we close the parenthesis, plus c. From there, we're going to have negative 3, which is equals to negative 4 over 3 multiplied by 2. We are going to have negative 8 over 3, okay, plus c. So we correct like terms, so to be negative 3 plus 8 over 3, okay, which is equals to c. So meaning with we have a plus here, so we can just over 1. What is our common denominator here? It is 3. 1 into 3, it's 3. 3 times negative 3, that's negative 9. Okay, plus 3 into 3, it's 1. 1 times 8, that is 8. So negative 9 plus 8, we're going to have negative 1 over 3. So our constant is equals to negative 1 over what? Over 3. This one is our constant. Then from there now we can substitute into the equation. And when we substitute into the equation, we are only going to substitute on what? On the constant part as well as what? As the gradient part. So this is our equation. Y is equals to mx plus c. Okay, plus c. So now we don't substitute on the y equals to, but on the gradient we substitute. And what is our gradient? It is negative 4 over 3, negative 4 over 3. Okay, x, what is our constant? It is negative 1 over 3 minus 1 over 3. Okay, so this one becomes the line of the equation for our question there. Or if you want, you can multiply throughout by what? By 3. You can multiply throughout by 3. Okay, so you're going to have 3y equals to 3 into it. So we're going to have minus 4x minus what? Minus 1. Even this one here becomes the line of the equation for your answer to question 2 3. Okay, so the distance between C and D. How do you find the distance? We go back still. Okay, so now for us to find the distance CD, it is easy. As long as you know the formula, coordinates, these questions are coming from coordinates geometry. So when you're dealing with coordinates geometry, you just have to know the formulas. If you know the formulas, then it is easy for you to solve all the questions that you are going to be finding under this same topic. So the formulas, they are more important when it comes to coordinates geometry, because you cannot solve anything if you do not know the formulas. Okay, so now